Joining me now is Jim McDonald, President, CEO, and founder of Kootenay Silver. Great to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Mark. Pleasure to be here.
So let's talk about the assets, the strategy. You've got one of the largest silver asset bases. You're in Mexico. You've got an aggressive multi-stage drilling program going on at Columba, high grade, and you have a royalty agreement. So give us the broad strokes overview there.
Yeah, so Kootenay Silver, we've been focused on silver exploration in Mexico, and in Mexico, obviously, because it's the biggest silver producing region in the world. So if you're interested in silver, it's the place you want to be. And our expertise lies in the exploration discovery side. So we're really quite good at that. We've got an excellent team down in Mexico, finds new things all the time. We've made a number of discoveries. You talked about our resource base. That's two different discoveries on two different projects, one called La Ciguera and the other one called Promontorio La Negra, totaling 136 million ounces silver equivalent M&I, another 35 million in the inferred category. And then what's really been driving things here recently is this new discovery called Columba. And what's exciting about it is it's high-grade vein, classic high-grade vein system in Mexico. And it's not just the grades, but the widths we're hitting on multiple veins. So it's a really exciting new discovery. It looks like it could be the identification of a new vein district, in fact. And so it's still early stages.
But you think you may be sitting on more than 100 million ounces silver equivalent, right? And so what are some of the other highlights?
So with regards to Columba, the footprint we have now identified is 4 kilometers by 3 kilometers. And the setting is, the geologic setting is within a caldera. It's an old volcano. And so at the bottom of this caldera, the veins have barely been exposed, the productive part of the veins, that is where the grade starts to begin. So these things have a zonation. If you got the vein system entirely preserved, at the top end you won't have any values, and you got to get down to a certain level, then you start to pick up your silver. And that's what we have. So we have a situation where there's barely been any erosion here. It's just clipped the top of the veins. And so in other words, whatever was deposited here originally is still there.
Now, it's somewhat unusual, as you know, for a junior to have a royalty agreement. So what's the thinking behind the deal with Aztec? You get 10 million shares and then a 0.5% net smelter royalty.
Yeah, so in addition to the drilling we're doing on Columba and our resource projects, we're always running a grassroots exploration program, boots on the ground, looking for new opportunities. And that's how we've made all these discoveries in the past. And so we have this pipeline of projects, and some are pretty early stage, and we will look for partners to option to and advance them. And in the case of Cervantes and Aztec, they optioned the Cervantes project, they earned their interest, then we sold the remaining interest because now we had two junior companies splitting the same asset. It doesn't work real well for both parties, so we sold our interest to them. Now they have 100%. We got 10 million shares from them, and we retain a royalty for upside on it. So that's the idea there. It was a way for us to monetize it, and as a way for them to gain better benefit by having 100%.
And Jim, I want to circle back to Columba. What are next steps there?
So in Columba, the next steps, we've got multiple veins now. We're getting these great intervals, like 6 meters over 2,000 grams per ton silver, 9.8 meters of 1,700 grams per ton silver, wide open to depth, multiple different veins with good widths and real high grades. So now the next step there is just come in with a program where we just start continuing just to step out from these good zones we've already identified, and then at the same time drill some of those vein areas that haven't even been drilled yet. And that's the first stage of what we see as a staged 50,000 meter program that will result in a maiden resource calculation at the end. We've already done 135 holes and 27,000 meters of drilling. So the next stage is just continue building on what we've identified, because we haven't defined the limits of these zones we already have.
Right. And lastly, with the stock and the investment case, Eric Sprott's a shareholder. You and your team have a track record of success. So, and the markets aren't terrific right now, as we know. But what's the value proposition with Kootenay Silver?
Well, with Kootenay Silver, the discovery of a new high-grade system, if we're able to get this to 100 million ounces, that magical size, or it could be multiples thereof, in our opinion, well, that's a real value driver. And the other, when you look at our chart in the silver price, we respond very quickly and very directly with the price of silver. So we get into a good silver bull run, our stock is going to go up because of our existing resource base already.
All right, very good, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Jim McDonald, founder, president, CEO of Kootenay Silver.